Welcome to the Ancient Dustbusters presentation. The Ancient Dustbusters are an outreach program. It's an informal learning about the importance of air quality, environmental and oral health through archaeology and natural history, and it's aimed to children between the age of 7 and 11 years. I am Anita Radini. I'm a Wellcome Trust Research Fellow at the Department of Archaeology at the University of York. The Ancient Dustbusters are the outreach program of my Wellcome funded project, A Taste of Hard Work. I study respiratory irritants of occupational origin and how they affected health through time. I do so by developing technique to extract and analyze microparticles of occupational origin entombed in dental calculus, which is effectively mineralized dental plaque. So the core of my research is how harmful certain type of pollutants of occupational origin are to human health and how they affected health through time. So since the beginning of the project, I really wanted to work with the local community and beyond, and with public engagement. And I was particularly interested to work with children because I think it's important that we make them aware of the issue that there are today with our environment. However, I had faced right from the start some not problems, but some difficulty in communicating the research, especially to small children, and in particular the importance of air quality and the environment to human health, in particular with the topic of pollution. Initially, one of the things that I did not want to do by choice was I didn't want to scare children. I wanted them to learn in a fun way, to be aware about the importance of air quality and oral hygiene, but I didn't want them to feel put off by taking action and in general be scared. The other issue that I had, the other thing that I found a little bit hard was the air contains a variable number of particles that can be harmful to human health when in quantity, but the majority of these particles that we breathe in and out all day are invisible to the naked eye, so it's really difficult to actually talk and illustrate pollution when it's not visible. The other problem that I had is many of the laboratories where I work are environments that can be very off-putting for children, and in particular I use a lot of electron microscopy facilities, and they really are off-putting as laboratories. So I tried since the beginning to find a way of communicating my research in a way that was fun and informative, and at the same time very, very children friendly. So I created the Ancient Dustbusters, and with the help of York Archaeology, also in the past was known as York Archaeological Trust. And basically we aimed to make a laboratory environment less off-putting for children. The project uses archaeology, experimental archaeology, and also sensory approaches to communicate the importance of air quality and oral health. One of the other things that I really wanted to do was to communicate the project and in general share the outreach and my experience in multiple languages, because my research interested archaeological material from North Africa, the Mediterranean, Italy, and Northwest Europe. So I really wanted to engage with children from different culture. First of all, one of the things that I thought since the beginning was to use dolls, because they are a very easy way of making a little bit of fun in laboratories, and the children actually love them, both girls and boys. I selected age-appropriate dolls for the project. The one I selected were Lottie dolls. I have to stress that I don't receive any funding and that the Lottie dolls did not approach me. it was my choice, and this is not a form of advertising. There is a growing interest in making dolls more representative of the many different realities that surround children every day. So Lottie dolls, I love them because they were very diverse children, and in particular I am hearing impaired, and one of the dolls had an hearing implant. So I thought that it was really good for me to have these dolls. There is a lot. It is also possible to buy or make yourself upcycle dolls that are more age appropriate for children, and I definitely encourage people to look for tutorials and the web. And using these dolls and in collaboration with my colleagues, I created a site, the Ancient Dust Busters, where we are collecting all our resources, our experience. We blog about what we do, and we tend to take doll with us a lot. The Ancient Dust Busters have a lot of learning resources in the progress of being uploaded. In particular, we have our own made resources with York Archaeology, and other volunteers also helped. We have game and quizzes, we have booklets, we use storytellings. We also have a new program called Fairy Tales Under the Microscope, which is about to start. And we have also a lot of free things to download. Everything is open access. Our resources also consist of resources we found that are interested, taken by others. So this is really a place that was born to collect and share information about air quality, environmental health through archaeology and natural history. I work with a number of people. In particular, I'm really grateful to our cultural mediator, which is Susanna Bugrara. She's half Libyan, half Italian, and she's currently responsible of the translation and the adaptation of our children activity in Arabic, because there is a lot of my material was from North Africa. We also have an exhibition at DIG in York in the UK. The exhibition runs from June to December next year, and it was effectively a way of involving multiple people in the communication of the public engagement. It was set up by York Archaeology and is at DIG in York. And the exhibition is actually a collection of images and panels that explain the research, why it is important learning about pollution, why oral health is important. And I liked very much the way York Archaeology set it up, because they use real image from pictures from my own work, and they are very large, so they're very clear, these finds. But there was a lot of also three-dimensional 3D print and three-dimensional probes. In particular, we were able to scan with Dr. Laura Fitton. We were able to scan a real mandible with some dental wear, and then, for example, we used some wool, which I spun, and to really link the image of the finds, for example, flax and wool in dental calculus, with the part of the body that the processing of the wool may have affected. A lot of fiber processing, for example, really shape teeth. So it is very visual and really clear. We also have a dentist explaining why children need to clean their teeth properly and how to do it. So if you are in York, in United Kingdom, at any time in the following year, please come and visit the exhibition. Here is the link. Thank you very much for your attention, and this is the link of our website, so please come and visit it. We are currently uploading a lot of resources every other week for now, and there will be also an online version of the exhibition. Currently this is in English, Arabic, Italian, and we are setting it up also in Greek and French. Thank you.